Hello, fellow gamers. Tim, Samwise7, and I want to talk about the music that you play in the background while you're role playing. Now, a lot of people have used soundtracks from movies or even instrumental songs from their favorite bands. I know a while ago I would always just kind of go through all of my music and I would find any track that didn't have any lyrics. I don't know about you, but I find lyrics in songs kind of distressing. They kind of, I don't know, they kind of break me out of role playing sometimes. Uh, uh, I just sometimes the lyrics, while they may fit the scene, I notice that players will be listening to the lyrics instead of me as I'm describing something, and that's really not what you want. So I found that instrumental music is great. Soundtrack music is great. Sometimes the mood does not fit the scene, especially if you just have like a playlist that's playing random songs while you're running a game. Other times it works out fine. In fact, sometimes it works out really well. Maybe a song will be playing that just really fits the scene, and it's a coincidence, but it kind of works out nice. I found that Pandora is actually a really good tool for GMs. If you type in an instrumental song from one of your bands, I like a lot of metal bands, and invariably metal bands usually have maybe like one song that doesn't have any lyrics. Especially some of the old Metallica albums, they always had one song that really didn't have any lyrics at all. You can type in that song, and then it will generate songs that are similar to that without lyrics. And you can also go through and just add additional songs from bands that might be slightly different, that also don't have lyrics, and it'll just keep generating, um, you know, basically just instrumental songs for that playlist. Pandora is really sweet. If you've never experienced it for yourself, I don't know. I think most of you probably have, but it's a nice way of finding bands that are in the same sort of genre of music that you like. So Pandora is something to check out. But also loot your music collection. If you're anything like me, you have a lot of music. Even today, I still go into the music store and I'll buy stuff every once in a while. I keep up with my bands that I go to concerts and stuff. But so loot your own music collections. When you're going to like yard sales or like secondhand stores or flea markets, you'd be surprised how many soundtrack albums you can find. You might not be familiar with the movie, but you'll see it'll say soundtrack on the side, and most of my purchases have been pretty good. Every once in a while, I'll buy one that's like, oh, what was I thinking? This is nothing like nothing like the music I like at all. But for the most part, I've actually been pretty surprised. Even if it's music you don't normally listen to, you can find something that maybe you buy like I don't know, a soundtrack to a movie that's more of like a western, and you don't really like country music at all. But if you're playing a western themed game, or maybe Firefly or Serenity, that comes out pretty big. Some of the songs actually seem to just fit the mood perfectly. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're roaming around and buying stuff, out of somebody's garage on your garage sale day, or that you see it in the store. So those are pretty much my biggest finds as far as that goes. Another resource that I didn't really think about until a little while ago was karaoke. Karaoke music doesn't have lyrics either. So if you buy like a karaoke disc, you have to look at the karaoke. You'll have to look at the CD to see if there's like actually songs that are worthwhile or worth your time. But I think they would be pretty cool to have in the background. If I had to pick one of the best sources, it really would be Pandora. Just type something in, let it run. Every once in a while, you have to refresh it. I think you're only allowed to listen to 40 hours. It's either in a month, I think. But if you play once a week, you're really not going to really burn that up at all. So, unless you have really long sessions. But I'd check out Pandora, see what that does for you. I'll provide a link down the bottom. So, I don't know. Enjoy and have good music in your games.